to Everyone Racers,
a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture.
It doesn't matter what kind of Lemmy Champ or Lucky Track Dog league you run.
SCCA or NASA, we don't discriminate.
as long as you drive it hard and built it yourself.
Join us each week for tech discussion,
Tips, tricks,
as well as news and notes from the world of amateur endurance racing.
whether it's on the spot,
hella sweet,
Or we're lucky enough in Chrissy.
Chrissy,
I give you just the tip.
We're sure you'll giggle a little.
And learn even less.
Everyone report to the paddock.
This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Tim.
And I'm mental.
And we are Everyone Racers. Welcome to a Peugeot episode 405. The Peugeot 405 is a large family car manufactured by the French automaker Peugeot from 1987 to 1997. Its production continued under license from outside Europe in Iran by Iran Khodro Company until 2020. It was voted European Car of the Year in 1988 by the largest number of votes in history of the contest. About 2.5 million vehicles have been sold worldwide, both in left and right-hand drive versions, saloon and estate. Early 2020, the 33-year production run of the Peugeot 405 was counted as the 20th most long-lived single-generation car in history. Yep.
Wow.
And the 405 MI16
Cheers, Peugeot.
was a pretty cool car.
Puncher.
Someone should get a 405 as a rally car. Lemon's Rally. That would be a good rally car choice.
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, none of us have a Peugeot to work on.
I want
what
a
are
rally
you working
car.
on?
But if we had
Hey.
a Peugeot, we'd be working on it.
Yep. While
Or we'd
drinking
be
wine.
so mad
and
just
eating a
leave it in
baguette.
the garage.
That too.
It's a baguette.
We're
It's a
saying the same
baguette.
thing, but yeah.
I hit the car with a baguette. I was so furious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Timmy, what have you been working on? Let's start with you.
Well, it's been a minute since we've gotten together because of 404. And you
I
guys
didn't see
traveling.
that. Yeah.
man.
But I've been prepping for butt stuff. So we had
It's better if you prep.
yes. So I made sure I had properly lubricated all of the moving parts of the TWAP. I dug deep into replacing things on the fuel system. So I threw the parts cannon at the fuel system in hopes for good things to happen at the race, which we will talk about more later.
Okay.
But I also had to fix my trailer brakes because last time the trailer was on a road trip, something came up underneath it and severed the wire that goes to the electric brakes. So got underneath there, found a severed wire, patched it, good to go. And then little did I know I had a problem with my running lights, which we'll talk about later as well. More to come on that. So lots and lots of race car stuff.
Everyone trailer maintenance. Good.
Yeah.
Better than
I know
on the road.
who. Yes, I know who wasn't maintaining a trailer, and that's mental because just cause. So, where were you working on, sir?
I'm deep. So again, things we'll talk about later. So I've been gone every weekend this month, straight from NCM. Did a little bit of work and turned around and pointed things at the butt. And we'll talk about the butt in a little while. So I will say this, and we'll go more in depth to it. I am completely out of party practice, and I made the mistake of just going cold into a sorry for party weekend. I think Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I slept a total of about 3 hours because Tim and Matt are bad influences and made me stay up drinking all night. And so I am just recovering.
That never happened.
I'm just trying to try it. Most of
Never like that. I don't understand. They're never like that.
Yes. So I just, it was like, all right, tonight I'm going to go to bed, early. Sorry,
Yeah, no.
it's 9:30. I'll be there at 10. Oh, it's 10:15 now. So 10:40. Yeah, 11, shit, it's 11:45. Well, I'll try to do 1 o'clock. Why is it 3 a.m? God, no, they did it again.
No, just one more beer. Oh man, the shots just came out. Oh,
Just
shoot.
a board meeting. Yep.
But
Which
did
I
you
don't
have
think we
Malort?
actually did. I don't think we did
No.
a board meeting. We were just going too hard regular.
Regular.
Yeah. So home, I'm deep into home maintenance. I came home, was doing all the laundry from the weekend, and found a puddle of water underneath our washer. So there were, I was worried it was the pipes, and it turns out it's the washing machine. Which, it's like, I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is a brand new washing machine, and my wife pointed out that we bought 10 years ago and have moved twice. So I just, I'm losing track of time. That repair guy comes tomorrow, and I'm just very happy it wasn't my plumbing. But my hot tub has finally given up the ghost, so that has been getting slowly disassembled, and we'll look at a replacement here in a few months when we start the home renovations in earnest. So that, just everything and nothing.
That's a lot.
Yep.
Speaking of a lot.
Yeah.
We've done
Speaking
a
of
lot.
We've done a lot.
Last couple of weeks have been a lot. Did I tell you, gentlemen, about what the work I was doing on the Lotus? I know, did I have it
trying to get it running so you could drive it onto a trailer?
That's where we left off. Okay.
Yeah.
This is actual car work. So yeah, I wanted to get it running to drive it on the trailer. Seems like I had spark, like I could take the spark plug out and put it on the header and it would spark. Okay. I had fuel pressure at the rail. Okay. I checked all the injectors. They were all working. Okay. It sounded like I had some compression because I could just hear the bumpity when it's trying to start, right? Would not start. All right. So I'm trying to figure out what it is. And I got pointed at, check the cam timing because the cam sensor is what triggers spark and stuff on a Miata. So I pull the valve cover and pull the front cover on the timing chain. And sure enough, the cam gears line up perfectly where they're supposed to be. But the cams were not attached to the cam gears in the right spots. I was looking down the engine. I was like, hang on. The 1 and 2 lobes shouldn't be pointing almost the same direction. That's not right. So on a Miata, the cam gear has one of 3 different spots the locating dowel can be, and this was installed one off, which is about 120 degrees. So didn't work. Soon as that was changed, car fired right up, which is great. Good oil pressure, sounded okay. Proceeded to drive it around the block with Chrissy. So isn't this fun? We're taking it around the block. 3/4 of the way around our short block, I'm coming down the hill and the brakes go right to the floor. Just straight to the floor. We led them enough that we knew we had 3 of them working. The right front, the hose had been collapsed, so nothing was getting through. We had 3 working plus the handbrake. Okay, that's good enough. We'll drive around the block. So drove around the block and then brakes failed. And so it stopped with the handbrake enough to get us back to the house, leaving a trail of brake fluid in our wake. I eventually got the car backed up onto some ramps and looked under it and found the brake line running to the rear calipers had been basically hammered by the differential moving. And that had put a hole in it. So this was a known problem with the CMC Lotus 7 kits, is that they didn't locate the front of the differential. Miata does it with a power plant frame that goes all the way from the transmission to the diff. This just bolted the diff uprights to the chassis and didn't have anything locating the front of it. So under acceleration and deceleration, the nose of the diff moves up and down. And in the 150 miles this car has been driven ever, it hammered the brake line enough to put a hole in it. So that'll be part of the repair. This is like a known fix for these cars, is you have to put some kind of locating member on the front of the diff to hold it from moving up and down. So had no brakes, but it ran, which is good enough for it to get loaded onto a truck, which it did. With the NSX, the truck had 3 Porsches in it, had 993, a brand new GT3, and a new GT4 Cayman. We're all in the upper row there, along with our crappy Lotus 7. NSX, there's a new Cadillac and a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392 all on this.
Ooh,
That's some good company right there.
yeah.
The driver was very excited by the Lotus.
Seriously, super
Like
excited.
the NSX, he was like, cool, I'll take the Lotus. And he was like, this looks fun. And we're like, he only used the handbrake. And he was like, but it has
No
a brake,
problem.
and that's great.
Yeah. Like, and having to reach over his shoulder to turn the switch for the fuel pump on and off, getting out. He's like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
So,
like his expectations are so low that it's like, that's not
like
not
the
a big
clutch is
deal.
really touchy. Like once you hit the engagement point, you're pretty much done. He's like, okay. And he did fine with it. He did a great job with it. So
He's like, I don't have
Yeah.
to rub two wires together to start
Pretty
it.
much,
Yeah.
yeah. Or he was like, wait, Chris does a better impression of his voice, but he said, well, he's like, when there's no brakes, he's like, then we have to use a string and like try to pull it, and like he was saying of all the lowest level, worst things you could have. So
it runs, it'll drive on the trailer. That's what they wanted. This was a very nice enclosed transport that picked these cars up on. Yeah, we're not cutting it close at all. Tuesday night when we're leaving Wednesday morning.
And all day Tuesday or all day Monday, we're like, still don't have anything set up. Tuesday morning, we're like,
waiting for the broker.
she's been contacting us. So we're like not like radio silent, but we still are waiting for some kind of answer. And so
problem is auto transport drivers are not exactly far planners. They just kind of get somewhere and then start looking for loads. And they, the fact they couldn't drop it off until the 26th of the morning, they didn't like that because they wanted to get moving on it. So we had to waited until the very last minute, but they got on a truck. And that's after all of our stuff had been packed up and put in a different truck.
It's remarkable because that was a situation when I bought the Benz from you guys. Like, you know, it's just the truckers are all fine. Their brokers are ones who suck because they do like no planning.
Our broker was trying and she was getting truckers like interested, but she said, some of them, she said, no, like, this isn't a good driver. We don't want
it's
this
good, not good enough.
Right. So anyway,
which we appreciated because like we wanted, you know, if she knew that this one wasn't legit, then we'd rather have two things and this is the first time using this broker. So we would rather have a pretty good experience. And so
we got a referral on this broker
nice.
from the dishwashing ferry though. And the dishwashing ferry moves a lot of cars. So
a lot of time they just lie. So highly recommend anyone that's just going to be honest. That's wow. Cool.
Well, Steve has moved like 30 cars with this lady. So if this worked out for Steve, then it'll be fine. So then Chrissy, what did we do next after all that?
What did we do next? Well, a lot of before then was packing. So I quit my job, packed for a long time. We had an Eagles game. If anybody watched or heard about the Eagles game, it was epic. I know it seems like a long time ago.
It's like nine days ago.
It was a long time ago. So we went to an Eagles game. We continued packing. We packed the van, which we still don't have our stuff. So that's why Chris is sitting on a chair, but I'm sitting on a camping chair. So I apologize if anybody's watching on YouTube. It is a mess because I'm on a rocking chair. So I'm trying to keep from rocking. We packed, we moved. Then on last Wednesday, we packed up the Merc with stuff as much as we could fit in it of stuff that we needed in the next week because we still have not gotten our stuff. It's going to be a week plus till we get the rest of our truck. So
the cats made it with us. Obviously,
there is a cat. We brought two cats in a medium-sized dog crate, and with a litter box and food and water. Some of our stuff, and then a roof rack box, and then a towing the boat. So we left on Wednesday, got here on Thursday dinner time, and the trip was flawless. No problems. We made good plans, made good time. Our stops were really good. Cats got meowy for a while, and then they would calm down. They slept a lot. So for the most part, they did okay, which was great. So that was...
Mercedes E400 wagon is a good tow vehicle. Lots of power. No problem with that trailer. Big brakes, got about 15 miles per gallon with the cruise control mostly set at 73. So that's with a roof box.
That's solid.
And the total combination of the Merc with all the stuff and the boat, and we were probably looking at 7,500 pounds combined. So it's not lightweight, but it did great.
Yeah, so the trip was pretty good. No real problems. Checked everything when we got out. Cats, left the cats in the box overnight. We went to a hotel room and they stayed in the car. They did pretty well. And then they got here and we're all here and trying to unload some stuff. And yeah, Chris went, we've been painting. And what else? We went to IKEA and bought 2 sets of closets and then put them all together.
Garage floor epoxy got done while we were gone, which I would highly recommend. Let's talk about
nice. We'll post pictures of it, although now it's dirty because it rained yesterday.
And one last thing is when the NSX and Lotus arrived, it was the very same day we got here. Like it was Thursday night. They weren't supposed to be here until Friday.
Yes.
They showed up at 9:00 at night after driving the semi-truck up the very tight, windy road to near our neighborhood. They definitely shouldn't have run the truck up, but they did. They definitely could not get up our road to our house, so they dropped the cars off at night. Guess what has no lights at all? It's the Lotus. So
of course, they weren't waiting until the next morning, so they were like, you need to do this now.
Yeah. What is no title, not street legal, none of those things. Great. So I took some work lights and zip tied them to the front grill and to the back roll bar. And I drove it 4 times longer than I've ever driven it before. It is making some noise in the engine right now. It sounds like upper end. It could be I put adjustable cam gears on it because I had them in a box that came with the car and I didn't check them to see if they were tight or anything. So it's very possible they're just loose. I have no clue. That timing belt is 20 years old. I have no idea. So
it made it up the hill.
It made it up the hill, made it into the garage and shut off and had oil pressure when it did. So there we go.
And we walked away quietly and said, okay, Lotus, you made it to your new home. You just stay here.
That's a future Chris problem right there.
So much. We do not need to deal with that right now.
Sorry, future Chris.
Anyway. So that's
all the stuff brought in and moving it around and cleaning. And then our stuff arrives in 2 days. So yeah. Wash the boat. We'll wash the car tomorrow. Yep, all good things. Lots going on. Okay, let's go. News and notes time. Oh, I don't have to raise my voice. I have to raise my headphones. I'll still go like this, even though it doesn't matter.
Well, technology is trying to catch up with all of the rules of the road when it comes to self-driving vehicles, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't get pulled over and penalized when they do illegal things. Ezra A. Wallach at the San Francisco Standard tells us about a Waymo driver that pulls an illegal U-turn and gets pulled over. From there, the San Bruno cop looks in the window, sees there's no one to yell at. There's no driver. There's no passenger. This all happens at a DUI checkpoint. When the cop looks in the window and finds nobody, they actually get to connect and speak with the Waymo rep, and finally, they're turned away with no citation. Under current law, they couldn't issue a ticket. Our citation books don't have a box for robot. Hopefully, the reprogramming will keep it from making any more illegal moves, but watch out for those crazy bots on the road. This whole story was caught on video and posted on the socials with lots and lots of funny comments, followed for why others should get tickets and this car did not. Check out the whole article in the doodly-doo.
That was a good find. I like that. All right. We've all seen those kids, the videos of the kids with souped up Power Wheels and wish we could have one. Did they have a Power Wheels when they were little?
They didn't exist when I was little.
Oh.
I had a big wheel.
Like a big wheel.
I had one.
You had a Power Wheels?
Of course I did.
Of course you did. Okay. Well, now as an adult,
and then I would just drive the lawnmower around after the riding mower.
I remember riding the lawnmower around when I was younger. Yeah. Like my grandfather found like a cheap one and pulled the blade off of it and just gave it to me.
And Chris had a huge backyard, so that was probably awesome. All right. Well, now as an adult, assuming you have lots of money, you can have your own little go-kart that is a souped-up Power Wheels. Brian Hurd at The Drive tells us about a company called Little Zoomers that has made 2 versions of electric go-karts that are essentially skinned versions of cars we know and love. The affordable Corolla-inspired model dubbed AE86.
Hey.
And you're just...
Yeah. Poor choice of words at that exact moment, man.
Hey. Or
Don't fix her pronunciation. She's an American. She pays her taxes.
An FC RX-7 model imaginatively called the FC RX-7 starts at $8,000 and another grand if you want a custom paint job. The 964 Turbo, it's exactly what you picture.
Which, if anybody is looking for a great bribe,
right,
New Hampshire, I will put you in whatever class on this one.
It starts at $9,000 with a standard color, but $11,000 if you want a custom livery. Looks like the battery will do about 30 to 50 miles with a max speed of 50 miles an hour. But of course, if you have money to throw at it, and you can make it faster and cooler to infinity and beyond.
Like 50 miles an hour for 50 miles is almost what my 912 does now. So yeah, damn.
That's your commute.
It really is.
They look kind of terrifying, but super fun.
Pretty dope. All right. I didn't know this. In Japan, traffic lights aren't green. They're blue. Seriously. Shane Schmidt at Jalopnik tells us a history we didn't know we needed to know. Turns out the old Japanese word ao covered both colors. So when traffic lights showed up, instead of rewriting centuries of language, they just split the difference. The difference, or the result rather, is lights that look like turquoise Skittles, but everyone calls them green. So yes, some Japanese traffic lights look weirdly teal or cyan or grue, which is a green-blue mashup. Why? Again, the old Japanese word. So lights towards veiled towards blue-green, and everyone just calls them ao, which is green. This blended hue satisfies tradition and kind of nods to the UN color standards, which Japan never really officially adopted anyway. So the next time you're in Japan, I think, why is that stoplight looking like a lagoon? It's not a malfunction. It's cultural color economics. So if you're ever racing through Tokyo and the signal looks like the ocean, don't panic. Just treat it like green and keep going. And I'm surprised that any of us didn't know this as much time as we've spent with Phil. This whole article sounds like something that I would have been lectured for my fourth black flag for like 20 minutes 10 years ago.
And in this article, I think it says something about green is considered Midori. There's something about green and Midori, which I was all excited about because
Midori.
Because Midori.
It's so bad.
Theme potential.
True.
Who would have done a Midori theme? I have no idea. Here's a great car that probably needs a new theme. On Racing Junk, we found this 1985 Mazda RX-7, which has a red-blooded American Ford V8 Freedom machine. It's got America. It's an 85 RX-7, which is an FB, first generation. It's built for patriots who laugh in the face of speed limits and apexes. And now it's got the 2007 Ford Explorer V8 with enough power to make bald eagles and Uncle Sam jealous, ready to dominate your local track or cruising. It's red, white, and blue, I think, or orange. But it's got that V8. It's got second-gen RX-7 brakes, 15-inch Miata wheels. It's got proven battle scars from WRL and Lemons and Champ. It's been around. Got more stories than that Route 66 diner's bathroom. Needs new tires. Needs a tech inspection. Needs a little TLC, but it'll be out running commies in no time. It's a one-of-a-kind V8 power ticket to glory. So you can crank it up and listen to Sweet Home Alabama or Fortunate Son or any of those things that make you just hit you in the feels there. It's going to be great. It's in Grapevine, Texas. So you know it was done right because all they know how to do is swap V8s into things in Texas. Plus, it's got the pro membership. So it's got 8 pictures and a video. It's not a video of a burnout, unfortunately, but what are you going to do?
Can't have it all.
Yep. America.
All right. Upcoming races time. Champ is at pit race for an A+7. There are 50 cars, which is pretty good for East Coast Champ. 17 of those are BMW.
Boring.
Right? 7 Miatas. Still pretty boring. 3 Hondas, 6 Porsches, a CRX, a Neon, an IS300, a 300V, and then nothing else interesting.
Oh well.
As
Shame. Shame.
It's on a long track too. They're gonna have plenty of room.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll crash at least 3 or 4 times.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Okay.
All right.
Recent results time. I'm sorry. I should have pulled these. I forgot that this
All right,
is
so-
not the last race.
Yep.
It's not the last race.
It's all right. So me, Mav, I was at NCM. So NCM, we had your A overall Burt Racing and a boring BMW, non-Vanos, but still then. Class B Corvette with, it was a Honda Fit, the Kofifi thing. They had the 61st fastest lap and they won B. They just know how to drive.
Wow.
C was dumpster fire in an Impreza. And before you get your cackles up, this Impreza was rough.
Is that the wagon with the flame paint job or a different one?
Yeah, no. I think this one's a sedan that's pretty chewed up. Your heroic fix was Gary Wilson Jr. racing in a Yaris. Now they hit the wall, they bent the thing, drove for a couple hours to go get.
They hit the wall in Atlanta.
So they drove to go get their spare front end, bring it up. It's even more bent. So they just beat it into submission. Screwed was misplaced confidence. They were in a 99 Passat. That's a lot of confidence, in that one. So they broke Thursday and went to go to Cincinnati to get a spare car. The clutch line on that one was busted. It was just awful. Your special was the Grand Order of Miahala, and I'm trying to read this off of a picture. Sorry, folks. I was in an Elantra. The whole team did theme. They were like bothering everybody's racing, and well done. So they had outstanding Norris. It was the Kim Jong Elantra versus Team America Police, and they had like somebody running around as being the Chonger, and the World Police were trying to get them, and they had like wanted posters in the whole 9 yards. That was actually pretty funny. The judge's choice was 969. My apologies.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. 99 Miata. It was a mother and a daughter, and they were, or rather the whole team. So the mother and the daughter, the young girl, they came to penalty and volunteered to catch speeders all weekend. So she's sitting out there in a, folding chair with the radar going, slow down, which actually kind of worked because people were listening to her. Org choice was AWU Racing, who also hosted the potluck, and they had the Tiburons. That was the whole Team America thing on there. Halloween Meets Gasoline was technically my team, 512, Skinny Coyote. But really what it was is Skinny Coyote has had an issue with their last few races of the wheels falling off. So one of the drivers, she dressed up like a Japanese priestess and read up and studied a Shinto blessing on all of the wheel bearings. And they all stayed on. So she went around blessing everybody else's car. And then people were coming to actively find her in costume to get a Shinto blessing on their vehicle. And then she was blessing cars in penalty that they would not repeat the penalty on there. If she wasn't in the car driving, she was out doing this. It was really, really funny. So that got technically her. The Halloween Meets Gasoline, and your IOE was Swim Mom Racing Team in that 99 Mercedes E320 that runs around the East Coast. It's still actually like in really good shape.
It's a fantastic. Single-handedly wins HMG. Hats off.
And you found a way to keep the wheels on the car. That's important.
That's very important. That really
voodoo. That's all it takes is some voodoo.
Yeah.
Well, the other race was at the Butt, which we are going to talk about momentarily. But first, Chrissy, what do we have?
I was really hoping to get a little more of an echo out of that one. Okay. 2 episodes. Carl Man 597, quote, great vid as always. Can you do an episode on the mass exodus that is about to happen away from New Hampshire to Summit Point this fall? No, because that's just mean, but I'm actually judging New Hampshire. So we have noted a drop off in entries, which is good because it was
oversubscribed.
Exactly. And it means that, so it's not necessarily an exodus, but it is, I would say it's definitely a release on New Hampshire. And now people don't have to tow as far to get their fall racing fix. So I as a consumer, I'm really happy that they're doing both of them.
Yeah. If we were still in New England or in the Northeast, we would be going to Summit, not New Hampshire.
Yeah. Cause New Hampshire's I've made that drive with y'all a lot. That's cruise.
Wait a minute. You are going to New Hampshire, to Summit, not New Hampshire.
We are. But not with our car. We're not towing it there. Yes,
Fair.
and
Fair.
our last episode, Greg O'Brien said, best episode yet. Seriously, though, I listened all the way through. I stayed home from fall foliage to do tow rig rust repair. My mind struggles with the monotonous, repetitive tasks like auto body prep work. This helped. Yep. Last episode was fantastic.
I put it on and then got in the shower and listened to it and then had it on like after I got out of the shower and was getting dressed and it's just playing in the background and I was like, this is awesome. How long is this?
I
Really well done, Mental. Really well done.
What's funny is we got kicked off Spotify, the audio episode. Not kicked off, rather. That episode got deleted because they said, we've detected it's more music than talking. And if you want your music on Spotify, you have to go through one of their agents so they can figure out how to pay. Yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah, so and so initially a little creativeness, and then I actually had to like remix some of it to stretch it out. I'm guessing YouTube by your laughter did not listen.
We did not.
Just put it on as background noise. I'm telling you. I was working on it for a couple of weeks. I'm very proud.
We will.
Funny.
Okay, we will. No, we had an audiobook on in the car, and then yes, and to eat up the miles, and then even then, and we haven't had internet until yesterday, so everything's been a little bit on hold. Andrew Steer asked why Chrissy put E1R laptop next to cat in Merc? Question marks.
I don't think he was a fan of my creative music, and I just think you're wrong, good sir. If anything, it was like a dog snoring, not a cat meowing.
We got tagged by Erica the welder, who was welding Barbie this weekend for our theme, which we'll get to in a little bit, and posted our Lotus theme punk concert at the Butt. Chevette 909 said, I need to come to the Butt.
And everyone would tell you the same thing. Oh, you don't need to go. It's not that great of track. It's hot and dusty. Oh, but the crowd that goes to the Butt, they're just the best, which is why we had a Lotus themed punk band.
The punk band was so fun. There was probably 80, 90 people standing around.
Yeah,
awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. Fantastic. And that was after the potluck and when the Transmero was having their roaring. There was like 4 parties, like advertised come to parties at the Butt.
Yeah, it was good. Well, Curtis said, oh, hey, Ken.
Hey, Ken.
Hi, Ken. And our HMG winning photo got likes and a well done from Dr. Dean. Thanks, Dino.
Mm-hmm. If we saw her, she was on the screen, I'd say, hi, Barbie.
Oh, hey, Barbie.
We saw Barbie.
Hi, Chrissy's Barbie.
Hello, Chrissy's mom, Barbie.
Or something. Wasn't Barbie grinding on the love? Didn't you send a picture of Barbie? It was
one of the Barbies. There were a lot of Barbies.
5 o'clock shadow Barbie was definitely.
I was thinking this was the original Las Vegas rally Barbie.
Yeah, Dave
Barbie recycled. Yeah. Barbie recycled that dress.
Yeah. I saw the back of him grinding, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Barbie. And I was like, that's.
I've seen that back at a urinal before.
Or in a field peeing next to Tim.
He was in a pink zebra print Speedo, a cooking apron, and the giant pink hat he had on, and that was it.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Grinding metal.
And listener, if you have no idea what we're talking about, this will make sense in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right. My goodness.
Hi, Mom, across country.
Hi, Mom.
Me got a guy.
I was, there we go. I heard that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Probably hear it in my mic too.
I closed the door. That's what I was.
No, still.
It sounds like it's just going through the halls. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's not. I loved it. Yeah, it's great. Like being in a cathedral.
We are talking about the butt. And
Always the
for
butt.
those of you that don't know, we're talking about Buttonwillow Raceway, which is just north of Bakersfield, California. It is out in the middle of nowhere. My favorite expression about the butt is
It's
that
the armpit of California, really.
it is. It is.
It's flat.
They
It is
say there are
dusty.
lots of nut trees and farming in the area, and they said they built a racetrack there because the dirt there is so bad they can't even grow nuts. So that's
It is dusty.
That's
It
the
is.
butt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Flat.
when there's a
Super wet.
fire, you can kind of chew on the air a little bit.
And when it gets windy,
So much.
everything is just covered in, like, the inside of my truck. I had the windows down and it got windy Saturday afternoon, and the inside of my truck is covered in a fine
Film.
mist of
Yeah.
of just tan.
It is, but it is very flat because you are in the Central Valley of California, and it is dusty because he's not exaggerating. They finally built a gas station at this exit. Previous to that, it's your 2 exits up to the next gas stop, and it is all agricultural. And then you show up during certain times, and it just smells agricultural. There's a lot of bugs and flies, and we're talking.
We're making it sound
But
so great.
If you put 2 wheels off, you'll never, ever get all the dust out of your car.
No, and as a judge, it's great because they'll roll up and they're covered in brown dust. And they're like, huh, "Why am I here?" You think you went off, but while we're setting you all up for this, the staff is fantastic. The track has about 15 different configurations, and they just expanded onto it. The garages are really, really good. They're not NASCAR like Sonoma level, but darn, I think you'd be hard pressed to find better garages outside of Sonoma on the West Coast. I'm willing to take arguments on that one, but so where you are, the facilities are great. They've got a full, like, absolute everything hooks up RV park nearby.
They've got 220, they've got 110, they've got air, they've got, like, all the things you need in the garage. It's well done.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And of course, they're on top of the trash and everything like that. So the grill's good. They're open for breakfast and lunch, and it's I know a lot of this is some unpopular opinion, but I genuinely enjoy driving on the track. It's got 2 artificial elevation changes, but the rest of it is, very flat, but it can be very rhythmic. And when you get 100+ cars on there, it doesn't feel as crowded as other places. I always enjoy driving there.
It's a good track. It really is. And I think that especially, they call it Phil Hill, which is on the back half of the track. Sorry about my dog. Crazy.
So crazy.
Yeah. Oh my God. She's so talkative. She's just over here.
Dad, come play with me, Dad.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. But Phil Hill it's great. It's like a speed bump on a turn. It's fantastic.
It's blind.
It's blind. Like, you better not get it wrong, or you've got an event happening. Like,
or hopefully. Yeah, hopefully there's not a
video
car
worthy,
completely spun out right as you come flying over on the perfect line.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
but I think it's a fun racetrack. It really is.
Yeah. And they do a lot of good drivers training there and stuff like that. And and I think it was Dave's girlfriend. I can't remember her, but
Barbie.
Barbie. Yeah, thank you. I couldn't remember her name. And Barbie noticed, the sunset.
Is her name really Barbie?
This weekend it is.
Oh, okay, fine.
You're either a Barbie or a Ken. That's just how it was.
Sorry.
I'll tell you what. It made everybody so much friendlier because you knew what everyone's name was. You didn't have to guess or be uncomfortable. Like, I don't know what this person's name is. Oh, hey, Ken. Oh, hey, Barbie. It was fantastic.
We knew we were making a positive impact when we came off the track on Saturday, and we took the Barbie vet for a lap, and we're all just on it except for Matt. We're all in theme, and we're driving around. It's just, hey, Barbie. Hey, Ken. And everyone else is saying it back. Hey, Ken. Hey, Ken. Evening, Ken. Nice driving, Ken.
So
everyone,
when we're doing that,
you got there.
I was like, oh, hey, Ken, laying under the car. How are you? And we go around the corner and we get to where the bathrooms are, and this girl comes out, and she's like nicely dressed, right? She's an obvious just a spectator. Dress on. She got a cute top on. She comes out of the bathroom, and I was like, "Oh, hey, bathroom Barbie."
And she stopped and looked up from her phone. What the hell?
Bathroom Barbie. Okay, let's get through these cars. Like, who wins, or do you want to do that later and talk about your racing?
We'll get peeled off on this tangent.
I want to hear more about everything, and obviously we know what your theme is, but let's back up a little and get through the boring stuff, and then we can talk about your week.
All right, I'll do winners real quick, Mental, and then I'll turn it over to you for after that. So the winner overall was Point Break It in their 2004 Golf. They had the slowest overall time for a win at Buttonwillow ever. Their fastest lap was the 14th fastest lap out of the field.
It was a fast field.
And it was not a runaway, right? I was watching would open it all the time.
Nail biter.
And it was back and forth, and I was like, what car is this? What? It's a Golf. And like that was crazy.
It's a well-built, sorted Golf.
I'm sure.
And well-driven.
They've
got all but one driver who the captain told me stories about. All but one driver is very solid. One driver got 2 black flags for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good for them.
And just the whole weekend, literally just breathing down their neck.
Yep.
Which is creepy because his theme was a picture of him with no pants, was Rick James in the table for one.
Super freaks. They were the super freaks.
The super freaks. That's right. They were.
So
more on that in a minute.
Yeah. Yep. Class B winner was Lexi and the Wallbangers in their 2002 Lexus IS 300 out of San Jose. They were fast too. They were good. They actually were part of the reason for one of the Point Break It's black flags. They were getting very racy together and sped past the yellow flag stand and then sped past the safety trucks, which cost them the lead at that point. So that it got super tight at that point.
How'd that fast driving work out for them?
It worked out so good. They got yelled at for a good 10 minutes in the penalty box. So lesson learned there. Class C went to Fair Disadvantage Racing in their 1992 Toyota Paseo from Reno, Nevada. And boy, was that thing horrible. Glorious, but horrible.
Keeping Class C pure. That's good.
Yes.
Oh, it was. Yeah. So I presume I'm on Heroic.
You're up on Organizers.
Okay. Oh, crap. All right. Organizers. Oh, never mind. You're talking about the Paseo. When I walked in the conversation, you said it was horrid. I thought you were talking about the Organizer's Choice, which was the Aerostars.
There were a couple of horrid
Aerostars in a 97 Ford Aerostar. And now he's a vintage racer. And then he brought like the rest of the family, like daughters and wives. And they were all driving a 97 Ford Aerostar, not just any Ford Aerostar, but the Ford Aerostar that used to drive astronauts to the shuttle.
Wow.
Yes.
That's fun.
And now it is living its best life, teaching a family how to race. And luckily you could see it like 7 turns away because it's flat at the butt and it was a tall minivan. So you could plan how you were going to get around it. And they did a really nice job of being predictable.
Except for Rick James, who hit it.
He did.
He hit it.
I forgot about that.
How do you
Find
hit
the biggest
the
car out
Aerostar?
there?
Yeah, the biggest, one of the 4 slowest cars out there, and hit it when you're trying to win the race.
It's like, don't hit the Cordoba. Like,
Yeah. Don't hit the rolls. Don't hit the boat. Yeah.
Fuck your Aerostar. Buy another one.
Yeah. However, which is, we're going to be doing that a lot. Way out there. So your heroic fix was Burnin' Benjamins at 369. So they rock up in an old, boring BMW, but not the most boring BMW, not cheaty. But they've got a BMW 525 and it blew a head gasket and they toasted the head on Friday, as they are wont to do. So they went and got their junkyard 525 from an auto and spent 48 hours doing an engine swap. we saw them. We brought them a motivational card, which was part of our theme, and I believe it was "You can do it." And they're the notes in there. The paddock looked like a yard sale, but they got it done and ran flawlessly and beating all 22 teams. But to put things in context for half of our audience, the paddock looked like Sputnik was there.
Yes.
Yeah, I see heads not. Everybody said, if you're in your car and you know your head's nodding like everybody else.
Take that 5-gallon bucket full of tools and just pour it on the ground when you get there.
Yes. So, the judge's choice was Princess Diana and the Hockey Hobos. Now, yes, boring BMW, but they know their audience, and their audience was the judges, which was Sajeev, Eric Rude, and Jason Torchinsky. So they didn't have the theme paint on there, but it's from the Aqua Volvos. They're all hockey friends. So they came as the Chiefs from the Paul Newman movie Slapshot, the classic one. And they were in theme, going around, flipping off the judges, checking people gently. They really, really worked it, and they talked trash. Then they had to go up on the roof. So this whole night bit, not as a knock to them, but if another team hadn't been there, they probably would have been HMG.
Uh-huh. Well, I got screwed. Went to Almost Ready Racing in their 82 Ford Escort wagon. They ran like 4 or 5 races with their stock engine, and they finally blew it up. So they drove back to Fresno, which is 3+ hours round trip for those of you that don't know.
Not down with your Cali geography.
Plus loading time for the spare engine. Brought it back, and then immediately blew the head gasket. They got screwed.
Yes.
The regional award went to Malcolm Brickland's Marvelous Sausage Tickling Machine in the Viva La Vulva and the Sausage Party, which was a 1980 Subaru Brat that had a I don't know if they had wheel spacers or what, but the wheels stuck out like 8 inches on that thing. And
it's basically on top of a new thing, and they built fender flares for it.
Yeah, out of like the rustiest metal you could find, sharp, boxy, tetanus, But they were at least folded over. They would not slice your tires. It was folded over, rusty, sturdy fenders. I think you could stand on them. It was made out of something they got from a bridge. It's ridiculous. It looked great going around the track. Slow, but looked fantastic. And of course, the index of affluency went to Het Loopt in die Swoop, which is the 69 DAF 55. The DAF is only the 3rd slowest IOE winner at Buttonwillow. The godforsaken.
The Spank run it again, or did someone else buy it?
No, Spank. In fact, they were running Spank's old Hyundai, I think, and this. Yeah. This is the whatever pizza team. Yeah. They were also at High Plains. Well, he was at High Plains. Yeah.
Yep. The godforsaken VW 411 had a fastest lap time, but it was on a shorter course. And ditto for the now outlawed Fiat 600D in 2009 with the Moto Guzzi twin swap. Just for context, the Nash Metropolitan was 8 seconds faster than the DAF.
At the same track, by the way.
At the same track.
And
same track.
Yeah. On that note, when I was at High Plains Raceway, a lot of people do not know this. Tom Webb was looking to get rid of the Neapolitan because he needed garage space, and knowing what he had garage space for, I went to High Plains with an empty trailer and was ever so happy to return from High Plains with an empty trailer so that I don't have to sleep in this car. One of the teammates on FOMOCO came out and had so much fun, and he's been doing it, and his nieces and nephews want to get into it. So he made a deal with Tom to get the Nash, and it will see Lemons races again as a training car for his teenage family to start racing. And I'm like, wow, you are going to teach them patience, aren't you? Just
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, it can't go fast enough to get them into trouble. That's the nice
Yeah.
part.
yeah, that's true. Yes.
Fair. That is fair. Well, and lastly was the Halloween Meets Gasoline prize, and that went to Sorry for Barbie Racing in their 2001 Chevrolet pink, bubblegum pink Chevrolet Corvette.
Yes. And like
It looked so good.
like
It looked
Did
so
so
good.
Was that
good.
paint or vinyl?
That was
Paint.
paint.
see like
Oh, wow.
all really good HMG level themes. The paint happened on Wednesday, and the theme discussion happened on Thursday while we were driving there. We'd known that the Barbie the paint did happen because I remember having to order my suit on Amazon and get it like one day shipped.
They painted it Tuesday night. We got pictures Wednesday morning of the car painted, and we were like, well, okay, I guess we're doing
I
this.
guess we're doing
Let's
it.
go.
And everyone dug
Where
out.
did it get painted?
At a body shop, Bay City's Body Shop in
Yes.
LA.
Oh, that sounds too legit.
It's
so legit.
they do such great stuff.
Well,
and
I
they've
was
shown us
picturing
work.
this in your driveway. It's
Right.
not a driveway.
And like everyone kept coming up and going, oh my God, this paint's really good. He found out what Matt was doing and said, you know what? Yeah, I'll give you a deal. And so he did like the prep on it and did like shot it. The whole thing actually got done even in under 4 hours. But Matt told us a couple times he had to lean over and go, dude, it's a Lemons car. It's good enough. You need to just back up a little. But the guy was just doing this rush job, and it really just turned out so good until Friday practice.
Yeah. So wait. So we'll back up. We'll back up on that. So we'll get to that. Let's go to the weekend. So who was there? So we
You guys had a big crew this weekend.
We had a plethora of cars. So we had
which is another reason to go to the butt, because Sorry for Party always goes long at the butt.
Uh-huh. Yep, we're into the butt. We're definitely deep into the butt. So we had Jimmy Varellis's 124, which was Studio 54 for this race. Super Freak Speedster. They ended up finishing second overall. Awesome. They did a theme for Rick's birthday. So
hang on a second. So I know this is an audio podcast, but I have this. So I'm not playing the video yet so that you can read. And it's a picture of 60-year-old
Rick James.
Not the singer, our Rick James, Lemon's Rick James, in his underwear. And a quote, "I'm one of the baddest MFers of all time. I'm one of the best drivers and one of the best looking MFers you've ever seen. It's my 60th birthday. Enjoy yourself, bitch."
Wow, that's so much.
It was so much. You should see the rest of it.
That is not the
rest of it.
So the whole car is themed Happy Birthday, Rick James. And he's got quotes on here. But this is the other one where I want to stop right there.
Enjoy yourself.
That is also a picture of naked 60-year-old Rick James gazing out onto the ocean with a photograph taken from the back. And they even had stickers of this that they slapped on everybody's car. And there's now a new Sorry for Party rule that when all of us turn 60, there has to be a sticker of our butt on a car.
Okay.
It's so much.
Get to the gym because you gotta look as good as Rick James.
Wow.
It's so much.
It made Sajeev so uncomfortable. So there's all of the stickers. Yeah, just all the mottos. More Rick James inappropriate photos. Another happy birthday, and then the Super Freak Speed Squad. There
were some great quotes on there from different people too. Like it was really well done. So my favorite part about this is, so Rick ends up going to bed Thursday night at like 8:30. So the team goes in and they vinyl the car Thursday night. And then Friday morning, he shows up and they unveil the car to him. He has no idea what's going on. And he sees that. He's like, what is going on right now?
That's amazing.
He had no idea.
That is so great.
He had no idea.
Yeah. And the whole weekend they were knocking on second place. Just they were in first place when they had contact with the Aerostar. But you've seen this. You guys have seen this team, Chris. You've driven this car. It's a well balanced. Oh no, that's right. You only drove the Porsche at Road America. It's a well balanced, easy to drive. It's got power, but it doesn't slap you in the face. It's a management car, and if you can keep all those needles in the center, it is so quick.
Yeah, it was fun. I got to drive it Sunday, so I took opening shift Sunday. More on that in a second. But it's fun. It's a fun car. So we also had Chet and Kevin and Aaron Sloman in their 338 Sorry for Party zebra striped Miata. They ended up
as hell.
Oh, it's fast.
Yeah, they were doing pretty well.
The drivers there are the limiting factor, because if they would just back down from like 12 tenths to 11 tenths, they would probably
they
do
get flags
much better. Oh my God. Always off the track.
Oh
yeah.
It's a shame because they were in, would they finish in 12th, 16th? They were in the top
14th.
They hung out there most of the time.
They usually came Sunday in the top 10.
I came around Riverside on Sunday and the car was in the dirt, still moving in the dirt behind the flagger. I was like, how did you get over there?
And you shouldn't be over there.
No, it's for those of you that don't know, it's 100 yards off the track.
In the wrong direction.
In the wrong direction. On the inside of the giant sweeper.
Oh.
So, then we had the number 7, the Barbie Vet. Matt,
those were all the stuff on our social media, as you can see.
Yep, Mental drove that. I drove it. Mike, Jose, and Scott, I think, were the drivers in that. That finished 28th overall. We had my Solstice, and sadly, not a lot of people got to drive that. We'll talk about that in a second. Me and Matt did the most time in it. I kept trying to talk Mental into it, but I think he was just afraid of it. He kept going into the Corvette.
No, every time it was my turn to drive, it wasn't working.
Oh,
and then the seat would open up in the back.
Conveniently.
Yeah. So,
and then
I saw you pass me like 3 times in it. It looks great.
It's fast. Oh my God, is it quick? And then finally was the Sorry for Party Love. And that was Jeff, Dave,
people got
Deb.
to drive that.
Yeah. And fewer laps. They only turned 66 laps. They finished 88th overall.
But in true Chevy Love fashion, that whole crew showed up. So it was, it's Jeff and Deb. They're together. She is full up, 80s trashy Barbie.
Weird Barbie. She was weird Barbie. She had like the Sharpie on the. She had from the movie. She had like the Sharpie on her face and the like chopped up hair.
Okay, yes.
She nailed it.
Yeah, Dave of course was also Barbie because he had that dress from the Lemons rally, and this is the fact that worked shouldn't bother anybody, but everyone should take pause and realize that Lemons is really the only place where a middle-aged man in a pink Jackie Onassa style dress goes, "Ooh, I'm going to save this because I'm going to have an opportunity to wear this again."
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he doesn't have to go back to Goodwill and find a whole outfit, a fully matching hat, pink Crocs.
He accessorized so well too.
Yes.
So well. Everything matched. I know, right? He had his little bangles, everything was matching. It was amazing.
Exactly. His girlfriend showed up.
Wow.
She was also Barbie. And of course, Jeff was Kenny. Kenny is Ken's cousin, and he's working through some stuff. All right, he just got out of the joint. He's made some bad decisions, but tomorrow is a new day, and he's just trying to get through.
Wow.
He fell off the wagon Saturday, I think.
It was good. It was good. The weather was not awful, but
actually,
it was hot. It was hot, but not
the
not
evenings
awful.
Were great. Nothing was on fire. It had rained.
That's nice.
Yeah, it had rained a couple of days before we got there, so that did cut the dust down, but it kind of accelerated the bugs.
Oh,
yeah.
It's great.
But the wind kicked up Saturday, and so it was actually very, very pleasant, other than the fact that it blew dust all over everything. It was pretty good.
So it was cool you off breeze, but not, although a couple of times it was lift the easy up, but not break the easy up. So
yeah, one of them just like skewed it away. We're like, oh, go get it.
I don't know if everybody that's listening understands what just happened, but hopefully they can picture what maybe happened.
Picture a ballerina on their tippy toes just going across the stage. That was kind of how.
But it's an easy up. Yeah.
But it's an
easy up. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So Thursday was time to come in. So I got a late start because it took me forever to pack up. I didn't get on the road. I was hoping to get on the road before 3, and the rear brake pads got delayed by a day in shipping, so they were supposed to arrive between 4 and 6 on Thursday.
You don't need those.
Yeah, kind of did.
Brakes don't slow you down. Come on.
Yeah. Yep. So I waited for him, and then thank goodness UPS gal showed up at like 4:10. And I was like, oh, you're my guardian angel. Thank you so much. So I got on the road at 4:10 and started driving. This is the first time that I've towed in the dark, as far as I know, because might have been I did tow a trailer across the country. But the running lights weren't working on the trailer. Everything else worked. Brake lights, blinkers, brakes, everything. But not the running lights. So I'm like an hour from the track. It gets dark and I look and there's 2 lights up top that you can see in the mirror. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. So I pull over on the side of the road, check the plug, check the ground right on the frame there. Everything looks good. And I was like, all right, I'm going to pull over, and maybe I blew a fuse in the truck. So I pull over in a gas station at the next exit, pull the fuse. It's fine.
You've checked all the easy buttons.
I was like,
not an easy button.
This happened on my ATC trailer on the way out here. And it was fortunately a good wiggle of the plug to the right spot made them come back on. So that was,
yeah, that was not the case. So off I go. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna roll the dice, and off we go. So I get to the track, unload, and everyone's having a good time. Like we're great to see everybody. We've got 3 garages side by side. Chet is right across from us in the Miata, and I brought all of the vinyl for Barbie. So all the numbers and the Barbie stickers and all the things. So after a couple of beverages, we decided to start to vinyl the car.
Because putting vinyl is precise and requires patience and precision. So we're always going to be better after we've been drinking.
After midnight, which was when we started.
Yeah, after, especially like, because you're up late, so yeah, this is the perfect time. Absolutely perfect time.
And then Mental shows up. What time did you show up? It was like 2:00 in the morning, wasn't it?
So I also had a hard time getting away. I had a bunch of stuff I needed at work before I took off, and so I go into work and the internet is down until like 10. So I'm just kind of stuck there waiting to knock out this one thing before I can get on the road, and it spirals from there. So yes, I think I ended up there at 2 in the friggin' morning, and expecting to sneak in, hook up my RV, and go to sleep. But no, couldn't do that. They wouldn't let me. So
that's false.
So that was
so we were about to wind it down, and then Mental shows up, and
that's what always the sign the party has started is when the 54-year-old guy gets
reset there. Yes, you're a good excuse to start drinking again. That's the problem.
It was a clock reset. All right, it's almost time to go to bed. Nope, new guy here. Reset button.
So we end up there, and we start building our Barbie personas. And I'm trying to find where I downloaded all the pictures on the computer, which I should have done beforehand. But
we had a couch, we had a lounge chair that
I showed up with a couch and a sleeper sofa and a lounge chair. But what was important is, so Tim and I were texting, and oh, hey, we should go hard on this theme, and we could do this, we do this. So I go by the dollar store, and
as one does.
As one does.
Yeah, it's like stuff. And I bought everything that was pink. So my shopping cart looked like this.
So
plates, forks,
everything's
cups,
pink.
Guess how much money you can spend at a dollar store buying pink things.
Surprisingly a lot, I bet.
Yeah, I'm going to say that.
Yeah, so the conversation with my wife was, how did you spend $80 at the dollar store?
Oh, no.
I got 80 things, 80 plus things. So,
no, you probably got nothing's $1 anymore. They're all
it's like
more
$1.
than $1.
It's like $1.25.
Yeah.
Luckily,
$26 is $26.
my costume had showed up, so I was ready to go. So I was going to be, well-dressed Barbie. Remember that thing we were saying it was hot? Yeah, 3-piece suit, probably not the best choice.
Yeah,
on that
It
one.
looked good though.
Yeah, I did, but I had to modify that one. And then on we came up with a couple of ideas, and Friday before I left work, we were talking about, we printed up cards. So there'd be a Ken or a Barbie on the front. If it was Ken, especially if it was Ryan Gosling, it would always say, "Hey girl." And then you'd open the inside and there would just be, I understand your head gasket blew. If I was your head, I'd let nothing come between us.
Yeah.
All of those.
Oh my.
So
what did you print out? Like 70 of those?
There were 60 of them, yes.
Oh my God.
And we handed all of them out. Every single one. Yeah.
And they were very specific. Transmission failure. No, that just means you're taking a pink pretty pause.
Contact. I'd never touch you in a damaging way.
And the one was if you've seen the movie when the wrestler, the guy, he's the Ken Maid. Anyway, Peacemaker, that guy. And he, but it's a picture of him. It's like, I see you Ken made it back out there. Well done. You can do it. You're enough. All of them.
Oh gosh.
It was a lot.
So much.
Yeah,
so much.
It was a lot.
Wow.
Yep. So we did not. So you had also our thing day resistance is that we had welder Barbie actually come through theme with us. So this long-haired blonde looks like Erica, but that's welder Barbie, which is why she's got the helmet on, because she did not want to be seen wearing a blonde wig. But she did theme for us. So
she's great.
Yeah. And then here's some of the other Kens that we had out there. So, there's probably should stop wearing that outfit, Ken. And then I was Ken Tull. Then of course we had Party Ken. And right.
He had a full length mink coat that was fantastic.
But we could only wear it in the morning and
otherwise you'd die.
Yes. And the best part is we turned the garages into the Malibu Ken's Dream Garage with wrapping paper that we taped up. So everything, the entire Sorry for Party section was fab pink. And then Deb showed up and she had even more sparkly decoration. So the whole thing was, yes, Malibu Ken's.
She had
Dream
blow
Garage.
up disco balls. Did you notice that?
Blow up disco ball. It was a bunch of stuff left over from Just 50th. She had sparkly, just like straps of material that she taped over doorways. It was pretty dope.
So good.
So good.
So good.
So when we went to bed at 5:00 on Thursday
and got up at 7
and got up at 7 to sign up for test day. Don't recommend that, by the way.
That's not good.
So we tested I was testing the Solstice because I had done a ton of work on it, and sadly, it did not fix the problem. So it was back to the drawing board, chasing something that I had no code for. I was literally just like shooting in the dark, and I was waiting for Jeff Gates to come back or get to the track with the love, because he had 2 scanners, one of which was HP tuners, so I could data log it live on the track. And they got there late because they had all sorts of issues. So I was tinkering around with stuff and trying to see what I could get. Data logged it, found out that I had a really erratic spark. There was knock. The car you'd get on the throttle, and the car would throttle up, and then the throttle position sensor would fall off from the actual throttle pedal location. And then it would knock real hard. And then if you lift it off for a hot second and then got back on the throttle, you'd boost it back up, and boosts up to like 17 PSI. So we were like, well, maybe it's a blow off valve, or maybe it's a knock sensor issue. So that night, Friday night, I ended up going to Bakersfield to buy a not the right part, but something that was similar on this little Delphi blow off valve solenoid on the top of the motor, because when we ohmed it ohmed out pretty high compared. There's 2 of them. It ohmed out pretty high compared to the other one. So I got a new one ohmed out much lower. We put that on. I bought a knock sensor also. Didn't put that on because I wanted to just do one thing at a time so I could figure out what the problem was. So Saturday morning, I send it out, and it wasn't that either.
That's the worst.
Yeah. So then I'm like, all right, well, let's replace the knock sensor. Well, the knock sensor is on the side of the motor underneath the intake, and it's really hard to get to because the frame rail's in the way. So you've got to take the fender liner out and then take the charge pipe on the intake side off to be able to get to it. So I pull the charge pipe off and I look at it, and voila, there is the smoking gun. The charge pipe was rubbing on the top of the strut tower, and there was a seam around the top of the strut tower, and it just cut a nice little slice in the bottom of the charge pipe, and which is after the MAF sensor. So the computer thinks that, oh, here's how much air I have. And then you've got this hole in the pipe, which is sucking in additional air and screws the whole thing up. And then the computer retards the timing to try to save itself. So, yay, we found it. Now we've got to try to patch it, because I'm not getting a charge pipe for a 2007 Pontiac Solstice anywhere near Bakersfield, California.
Probably not. No.
Yeah. So, well, that goes to later. So, mental. Tell me about your Friday.
I didn't have to do anything on Friday. It was marvelous. No,
Did you go back to bed?
I should have.
You didn't? Did you not test the vet that day?
No. It was offered to me, but I got into decorating the garage, so I had to get everything out of the RV.
That's important.
The couch, the chair, and everything else that we were bringing, and then decorated HQ, and then we started getting our stuff together because we decided we were going to take all the cars through at once. So there was that, and then it was nice because I'm not judging. I just got to walk around and say hi to everybody.
So I'm going to get on my soapbox for a second. So the test day, and so stupid. The test day is $350 for the car, and then $100 or $150.
It was $150, yeah,
per driver after that. So if you've got a car with 4 drivers, like, what? No one's going to pay that.
And Matt offered me, hey, 150, man. I'm like, for $150, I've got enough laps here. I'm good.
Yeah. So I spent the $350 to try to, but just so I could go out to try to sort out the car. fail. So I would go out for 3 laps. It would dump boost, and I'd come back in and we'd tinker with it. So it was a waste of money. But it's like if they would just, and if a half day is only $250, like
It's so much better.
it's dumb. It's dumb. Like they would make so much more money if they were just not be so greedy about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're not the only track that shoots themselves in the foot on the.
no, they
test
all do
racing.
it. They all do. Like you've got people in all the places already. Why wouldn't you want more cars out there and just
like Thompson's the one that does it right, and the test day is busy. There's lots of people out there because they're like, all right, this is reasonably priced, and it's like no restrictions.
High Plains also, you just pay the test, and when it's a 24-hour race, they'll run the test into the night.
Yeah, no surprise.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get people that but gutsy, it makes me crack up every time. But you'll get people to come to a High Plains test day that aren't racing lemons. They bring their regular race cars and their street cars out because it's well run, affordable, on time. From the top of the hour until the 30 minutes after, that's beginners, and then at 30 minutes, it's to the top of the hour, it's intermediate. It's great.
There was a comment someone made, which I thought was a great idea for next year. Is so they've got 2 tracks now. The original track, which is what Lemon runs on, they've got a new track. And it'd be interesting to see what the track would rent the other one for test day, and just get a bunch of teams to sign up and just divide it. And I bet you it'd be cheaper.
Well, what's the flagging like though? Do they need flaggers for that too? So if they have to have flaggers for both, then it's going to be expensive, or it's going to be difficult to find flaggers. Sometimes it's difficult to find the right people.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get 30 cars to do test day on the other track, it's probably a big cost savings.
Mm-hmm.
So something to work out.
Timber track days.
Timber track days.
Yes.
LLC.
Would you do it, or would you not do it?
Oh, well played, sir.
Chris, is there destruction going on in your room?
We didn't even get close to we're still on Friday, aren't we? All right, so
no, we're on Saturday. We're on Saturday.
So Friday, I'm exhausted. We get done. We get through BS. We bring Erica the welder, and the cars are all fine. And
except the Barbie car.
The Barbie car.
The Barbie car on Friday got hit by a rookie team.
Yeah, it got rubbed.
16-year-old kid gave it a big donut.
Little donut on there. But he was classy enough to come over and immediately apologize. And in true sorry for party fashion, they had to sign the door rub. So the kids did come over, apologize. And
sorry, Ken.
They wrote sorry, Ken.
Sorry,
on
Ken.
the car and there. And they ended up coming over like 3 more times. It was a 19-year-old, 16-year-old, and their dad made them bring a Porsche. And so they were, they had right attitude. They were learning. They did a good job.
I went over and chatted with them after the race too. They were awesome. I said, "Hey, you guys did great. Like you learned a ton. Love seeing young folks out there. We'll see you at the next race." So, they were great.
Yeah, they did that. And so and we had every intention of just, wrapping it up early and going to bed because we were up late the night before. But we're also parked right across from the Booze Brigade, which is the LA firemen that always literally set up a bar. And like that bar is full of orange shirts, usually till about 10:30 at night. And this was no exception. And so they set up the bar, they donated all the booze, and then they keep a tip bucket out for Lemons of Love. And I think would they make $800? They said it at the award.
It was not an insignificant amount of money. It was good.
So
yeah.
Those guys out there, they upgraded their Mazda 3 to a Miata. You can predict how often they were in penalty. So that was on that one. And that night, I think we went to bed about 4 a.m. because also Jeff Gates was there trying to work on the Love. And we
way earlier.
Yeah. We get up Saturday morning for the driver's meeting, and we've all got to kin it up. And I suffered for my art this weekend in my shoes because I bought a pair of purple shoes from Amazon that looked fantastic and just were
We're not.
so painful, so very,
made of glass.
Oh, it's so
Yes,
sad.
I think I still have a scab on the back of my foot, but you can agree that those purple cheetah loafers are
So
pretty
good.
damn fly with a pink 3-piece suit.
They're amazing
So good.
until you were like, I want to die now. That's very sad.
So we went to the driver's meeting, and that was the beginning of all the hey Kens. Hey Ken, hey Ken, hey Ken. So we all had blonde wigs. We all did that. We went over there. We got going. The TWAP was in and out all day Saturday. Just take a couple laps. It would rear its ugly head. You guys would fiddle with it. I took opening stint in the vet. Now the vet, everyone, if you're not familiar with this Corvette, oh, you cheaty bastards, you're in a C5 Corvette. This is an original one owner 280,000 mile C5. And when Matt
automatic
boomer spec
Automatic.
was resprayed red to make it more boomer spec. And when Matt went and talked to the guy, he's like, yeah, it's my dream car. I'm glad I had it. I drove it everywhere and I'm too old to get in and out of it. And Matt said, what do you want to do with it? And the guy kind of cut him a deal. So it is still well within the intent of Lemons on this one. The problem is because it's automatic and you're at Buttonwillow, you drive to the trans temperature. So you can't come out of a corner and just stomp on it. You have to gently roll. And if it downshifts, you come back out of it and let it roll all the way up. So it's deceptively slow out of the corners, but then it just keeps going. And it's got the stock exhaust on it, so it's not that loud. And you come out of the corner so slow, you get down the end of the straightaway, like from the sunset into sunrise, turn 12 into turn 1, you realize that as you're going into turn 1, oh, I'm doing 105. I've really got to jump on the brakes. And you get it hauled down and make the corner and do the entire process again. So it's quick, and if you lay down a flyer, you've got to immediately just idle around the track to get the trans temps back down. So
the vet on Friday on test day, clear track, its fast lap would have been the third fastest lap of the race.
Wow.
So it's quick, but you can't drive it like that or it'll explode.
Its fastest lap during the race was 224, which would not have gotten it the fastest lap. That's DAF territory, really.
Yeah.
Which I think the DAF got 3 minutes on a yellow flag. And this is for your fast cars are typically running low 2s, really high 159s. If they get open track on that one. So we're a good bit off pace.
215 was fast lap of the weekend.
Right. So I'm not even close.
Yeah.
So we're 10 seconds off pace, but we are laughing our asses off because the car is just hilarious. It turns and you're forced to focus on smooth. So you're basically driving a big pink Miata that doesn't accelerate as fast.
Brakes are fantastic.
Brakes just, yeah. If I had these kind of brakes on a lot of my decisions, I would have so much money right now because right up to the last minute, you can stomp on them and they do what they want. We're running without traction control, but it's got all the tire and all the brakes. So
he was running very, very used, but 315s on all four corners, square setup 315s from his C6 that he does speed venture stuff with. So they're all roached, but it's a lot of tire. And on the C5, surprisingly, they tuck underneath there really nice. On the C6, they stick out. They tuck under really, really well in the C5.
Yeah, and he was saying he wants to harden up the suspension. I kind of like the soft suspension because having to be that gentle on the throttle, it really communicated well. The car moved a lot, but you could jump curbs with it and everything.
Yeah.
All right.
So then Saturday we had potluck. Potluck
was
it was good.
Oh, it was fantastic. Yep. They filled the whole underside. You guys have been to the butt. The pavilion where they have breakfast. They filled all of that. There were some other teams that were really theming well. There was the Bug Lebowski guys, and one of them showed up in a vest with yellow sunglasses, acting like John Goodman, telling everybody that there were rules, Donnie. Another guy was wearing a robe and carrying a rug. They were into it. And then, of course, you had the hockey team out there. There was then the Transmero car threw a Roaring 20s party to celebrate their 20th race. The Chodas guys had the Chodas themed punk band, and I got to hang out that night down with the Jeff and the Hooniverse guys in the MGB and the Ranchero. They were down there. The Ranchero is actually running great. The MGB, they had to do head gaskets on it, but it was but at this point, it is now midnight, and I'm going to do this again. I'm going to be up until 5 a.m. So I deliberately maneuvered myself around any other active pits because I wanted to not be spotted. Easy to do when you're wearing all pink, and get back to the RV and go to sleep.
Yeah. So I was trying to be a good boy because I was getting in Jimmy's car Sunday morning to start the race in second place. So I had to line up at 8:30 in the top 10. And I was going to do a 2-hour and 45-minute stint. So when Jimmy was like, "You're opening tomorrow," and I said, no, I don't drive before 12. And he was like, "Well, you are." So there's that. I was like, oh. So I was a good boy. I went to bed by 1:45 and got up at 7, had some coffee, got in the car, and so the guys, the team that ended up winning was in first place. They had 2 laps on Jimmy's car at that point. So we go out, and I have never driven. I drove his car one time like a year and a half ago before he did the engine change. And I did like 3 laps at HPDE. So now he's putting me in the car in second place, 2 laps down, and it's like, go get him. Right. So
you're like, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we go out. Go ahead, Mental.
So 2 laps after the green flag goes, Jimmy walks out and looks at all of us, goes, "For the record, I want to tell you, I hate Tim Burr. I fucking hate that guy." And we all go, well, he goes, "Yeah, never drove the car. Opening lap beats my time. Beats took fastest time of the weekend."
Wow.
Oopsie.
Not wiping that smile off Tim's face right there.
Oopsie poopsie. Yeah. So set fast lap going out. I passed them, passed the leaders in turn 6. And by the end of my stint, I was like 15 seconds from lapping them. So got really close to them to getting a lap back on them. But they ran a tough race. We ran 4 drivers Sunday. They ran 3. Jimmy could have run 3, but he chose not to, just because it was more about being around with friends and Rick's birthday party. So good on him for like not really leaning into the whole we're trying to win thing, which is probably easier now that he's won once to have that mentality. But the car's great. Car's handles really well. It pushes a little. I've never had a car that I've driven that likes trail braking as much as that car does. So most of the other cars that I've driven a bunch of different stuff. Trail braking was good, but it didn't really make that much impact on how much the car pushed. If you could go in late and deep and stay on the brakes, the car rotated really well. Like it liked to be standing on its nose. So I got to tinker around with that a little bit, which was really fun as a driver. So much different than the Solstice. So much different. But yeah, great car. Did 2 hours, 45 minutes, drama free. I did have the front seat to a heck of a crash. This is a little public safety announcement. So there's a new team in an Audi. They went off in Phil Hill and into the dust that we've talked about in the car. The car is just coated in dust, right? So you're dusty. The car's, everything's dirty. You just can't see anything, right? So the safety crew comes over. They get her over to the maintenance road, kind of the bypass cut through road, which then cuts straight across the track to track out. But that's going into Sunset. And at Sunset, you've got cars that are going 100 to 115 miles an hour. And there were two cars. I was back a little bit, probably 200 yards. And there were two cars that had just come out of the S's. Blackbird and their Camaro was behind those two cars.
Race-winning Camaro. They had just won at Kent this month.
Yep. Fast. So he swings around the two to pass them on the left side, which is where the track exit is. And the Audi decides to try to cut across the track at that moment and cuts across in front of all three cars. And Blackbird's, I mean, you're talking about 110 mile an hour closing speed.
You can't stop.
And he did an amazing job to not T-bone this person, and they just hit like nose to nose. And it was bad. Like they hit 60 or 70 yards. They made contact 60 or 70 yards before the turn, and they both ended up through the track past the turn. Like they both spun way out there. It was a scary wreck. So it could have been way worse. So thank God everybody was okay. So get towed in, right? Like take your time. If you can't see, like just ask for the safety workers to get you in. It was an unneeded risk that the driver took, and Eric had a good chat with them about it, and they felt terrible. But it's just, that's a scary spot on the track. So,
all right.
So, go ahead, Mental.
No, I was just saying, yeah. And as you mentioned, Chrissy, it came down to the wire for
the winner.
Yeah, and good racing. From all three top cars. I think the other rabbit broke, and then B was also not a runaway. That one kind of got tied down into it.
Yeah.
And naturally, we're wandering through the paddock. We're saying hi to racers, and there was a one team that showed up. The car was not ready. Erica was busy. Erica welded several cars back into place, and she did some work on this one. And Sunday, he is pulling into tech after we'd done the first fuel stop. And so we would put on our driving suit, then wear the Kenwigs over to, and then take the Kenwigs off, put on the helmet, which we had painted pink, and then do the fuel change, come back, and we're walking by, and there's the car sitting in there, and I'm with Scotty, and I look over, hey, Ken, good luck. And the driver side-eyes me and then just deliberately stares forward, like does not want to acknowledge. So we doubled down, and every time that car drove by our garage, hey, Ken, good luck.
So good.
Yep. And then we met everyone coming out the track and hit them with pink water balloons, which they were all actually kind of grateful for.
It was hysterical. Yeah. Poor Dave. Dave he came in the Chevy Love. He took like 3 to the face. He's just soaked, drenched water balloon. It was so fun. We handed them out to other teams, and they were spiking their own drivers. Everyone had a good time with it.
Yes. Truly wonderful time.
Yeah. If you haven't been to the butt
party. Yeah.
If you haven't been to the butt, go. It's worth it.
Even though we've made it sound beautiful and picturesque and clean and
there's no distractions. All right?
It's like camping.
It's just pure party.
It's just camping with race cars.
Yeah. There you go.
Camping with race cars. You're going to get dirty. Just embrace it.
Exactly. You're going to shower outdoors. It's fine. Yeah.
Yep.
So
sorry for Barbie.
That's fun. I'm glad it went over so well.
Yeah. And then,
you might have said this, but there were a couple other teams. Was there anybody close to HMG with you guys?
The Chiefs, the hockey crew. They, and again, it was a great bit. They were in costume. I think, us decorating the garages, and then Saturday taking the lap through the paddock to say hi, Ken, hi, Ken, and hi, Barbie to everybody. Everybody's calling everybody Barbie and Ken. The judges, we've got it all going. We broke into headquarters and covered all the tables with pink tablecloths. We had a Barbie puzzle in case one of the teams got a little too needed to sit down and do a puzzle. We had
I was throwing sprinkles on the judge's notes while they're like going. People
like
are
literally
going through penalty.
pink cupcake sprinkles. We danced around. We had Barbie variety playing all weekend. Just it never got turned off. We woke up Sunday morning and there was some passed out guy on our couch though.
I mean, that's
as one does.
about right. Right. Yeah.
Apparently the story was
On brand.
the story
On
brand.
somebody had quite a few, and then they went to the fireman's bar and like, okay, I need to very much go back to my own camper and couldn't find it, so they just found our couch and went to sleep.
Yep.
I'm here for it. I'm totally here for
Not
it.
the first time, not the last.
No,
Nope.
and
Nope.
if you haven't been to my personal Facebook and seen my my Saturday evening rant, I think even my dad had something to say about that one. So
That was funny. That was very funny.
all right.
Well, great. Thanks for the update. We've been looking forward to hearing about
Great
that.
times at the butt. I think we talked about what a great time we had at High Plains as kills. Tom Webb, Eric Rude, me, and
It was a long time ago.
Trapper. That was also a fantastic thing that the whole track got into. And then, so it has been an entire month of themes and
Yeah.
costumes and
You need a vacation.
lunacy. Yes. So I'm like, now I'm actually happy to sit quietly and check emails
Weird.
and
Said
respond,
no one ever.
and respond
Yeah.
to things.
Said no one ever.
Who's just the tip is this?
Mine.
Is that, okay. Yeah.
So, I saw it multiple times this weekend, and it's dangerous. Like if you have so coming out of the S's at Buttonwillow, the last turn is a left-hander. So instinctively you want to track out right, but the track exit to the hot pits is on the left. Well, don't track out right, because if there's a car that's faster than you, which they're probably going to be because you're not going full tilt because you're exiting, they're going to pass you on the left. And then when you stick your hand out the window last second to have to dive across the track, you're creating a very unsafe situation. Slow down before the last turn, get to the side of the track where the exit is, put your fist out the window super early, let everybody know, and then make your way off the track. There was I saw contact with 2 cars where somebody did that. They dove across. I saw another one where the guy had to abort going off track because they were so far wide, swerved left and there was somebody there and had to swerve back out of the way. I saw it a bunch of times. So just the tip, if the track exits left, get left super early. If the track exits right, get right super early. Stay over there, get your fist out, let everybody know, be predictable. It's a big speed differential.
There it is.
Great. Thanks for that. What are we talking about next week?
No idea.
Sure. Yeah.
Chris
figure that out.
Rebuild of the Lotus motor.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I've got a garage that literally has got 5 weekends worth of. I just need to throw this someplace real quick, and then I'm gonna be packed again. So reconnecting with my lost tools or something. I got nothing.
Yeah, no, we're definitely not touching the Lotus by next week because we have a house that the movers will be here.
So many things. You guys have so many things.
You know what though? But I feel like the news will come up, and then shortly after that, I know we will be doing a New Hampshire, almost like a farewell New Hampshire preview,
And Summit.
and then Summit, and then Sonoma.
What?
Oh wait, no, Houston's in there. Houston, then Sonoma. Yeah.
Then Sonoma.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And then
Well, nice seeing you.
2026 calendar.
Which actually should be coming out any day, which gives us an excuse to have Eric Rude back on.
We're not there yet.
Can't wait.
Okay. Nice seeing you guys. No more
Great
to see
404
you guys.
episodes.
Welcome to the West Coast.
We're not going to
Ish.
say there's no
Ish.
404. I there's like still 3 lost episodes.
I'm sorry.
out there.
Yes, there is an episode that doesn't exist from last week. I missed you guys. I'm happy to see you.
Y'all look happy. You probably need some more oxygen though, but yeah, you're at 7,000 feet.
Dude, we're trying.
Yeah.
Have you?
It's legit.
Yeah.
It's legit.
Because I know you guys have both visited there for work and vacation, but if you had that thing, because it was like 2 weeks after I moved there, and I wasn't nearly at the altitude you were, where I would just like randomly wake up the middle of the night, like can't breathe. Yeah, just that's right. There's no air here, and go back to sleep. But
We've been going up a mountain every day, and it's tough.
all right. Well, all right. Great to see y'all.
See everybody next week.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Everyone Racers. We also hope you will join us in the world of driving, racing, and building, because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. Then go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. Even if you hated us, give us 5 stars and tell us why. If you have any questions or show ideas, drop us a comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers, or email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. You can still text us at 484-243-0455. Find us on Instagram at everyone.racers, YouTube and Facebook under Everyone Racers, or even Reddit at /E1R. Thanks again, and until next week, keep the shiny side up, unless, like us, there is no shiny side, then just keep those wheels moving.